To work today. Yeah, I'm in my black and tan. Hi Facebook, hi YouTube, how is everybody today? I was just saying to our friends on Instagram, it's the most glorious day today. Gosh, it makes such a difference, doesn't it, when the sun shines, blue skies, birds are singing, crocuses and snowdrops are abounding. It's just like, yes, come on, we can do this. So, Friday means feel-good things. That's what we're going to be talking about today. A little bit of fashion. You might have seen on my Instagram this morning. I was wearing this dress. This is my new fave. This is from Borken, which is an ethical British fashion brand that I really like. And they give us a Liz Loves, so we really love the discount too. But look at this. I saw it on their website and I thought, you know, I love things with a bit of a waist, but it's an elastic waist. Yes, so room for pies, maybe at the weekend, and pockets. So what's not to love about that? It's just easy, and I've got sleeves I can push up, because you know me, I don't like things when they come down here too much. So yeah, so that's me all sorted today. I was going to do a little bit of a fashion poll actually on my Instagram. I've started to pop some stories up there. Because, you know, it really struck me that normally I split my working week between London and down here on the farm. And everything pretty much I have in London is a basis of black. And it just kind of works because it's urban and it's a bit kind of sharp if I've got meetings. But it just doesn't seem to work in the country. But I find that if you soften black with a bit of brown or camel or tan or dark green, olive, you know, black and olive I think works really well. It just kind of pulls it all together and just makes you feel a little bit sharper but still kind of country-ish. So, and actually something else that I'll just give you a sneaky peek, because this is a brand that I hope to do a little bit more of in the future, is the little boots that I'm wearing. I don't know whether you can see, are also my new faves. These are from a British female founder. It's a company called Mandarina Shoes. And those of you who are getting your brand new copy of the Earle Wellbeing magazine, which I can showcase in just a second, if you are eagle-eyed, you may well spot on the Liz Loves pages a little piece about them, because they're going to be doing a Liz Loves offer with us. But that won't start till the 1st of March, so I'm kind of getting a bit ahead of myself there. Oh, look, I've got somebody who's just come in to say hello. Hello, hello. It's lovely Lily. Come and say hi. Come and say hi.
Hi
Hello.
everyone.
How are you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good, thanks.
Come
How are
this
you?
side because there's a little bit more room. You could pull up a stool maybe.
Okay.
So Lil has been having all sorts of medical appointments up in London recently, haven't you? How's it going, my sweet?
Yeah, it's going okay.
Is it going okay? Come talk to us.
Hi everyone. Yes, nice
And
to be
Basil.
back here.
Have you got room for Baz?
Got room for bars.
So it's not obviously concluded.
No, not concluded.
Not anything concluded, but
No, but I've been going up for neurology appointments and stuff, and also looking at my histamine medication. About to get re-Botoxed, so I've got to go back again. Yeah.
This girl's never going to have any wrinkles on her forehead.
It's the only benefit of having migraines.
How many jabs do you have to have?
About 60.
60 jabs. Can you imagine
Yeah.
that? Oh my goodness, good job you're not needle phobic.
No, exactly.
Oh, well, you're looking bright. What is that in your
What's
glass?
what? This?
It looks like a glass of sludge.
That's
What
so
have you got
rude.
there?
Honestly.
I'm allowed to be rude. I'm
Look
your
at
mother.
this. You've got a living drink here.
Yeah, no, this is different. Excuse me.
You've
This
got a
is
drink
kombucha.
that's actually alive and
It is
grows
alive.
grows
Yes,
things.
It grows things in the bottle. This is my mighty
And you're
brew.
being rude about my smoothie.
Well, it doesn't look great. What's in it?
Okay, so first of all, it's got a base of parsley, about this much, really finely chopped parsley. Like I blitz it and then I freeze it in little squares.
Okay.
So about 2 ice cubes worth condensed parsley, because it's very natural antihistamine.
Is it parsley?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Half a red apple. Red, again, antihistamine. Has to be a red apple.
Has to be a red apple, not a green apple.
Yeah, for antihistamine.
You're going to have to write all this down. You're going to have to do an antihistamine cookery book.
I know. And then we've got all the berries that are histamine friendly. So blackberries and blueberries.
Nice.
So no raspberries, no strawberries.
Oh, interesting. So the black ones.
Yeah, and some broccoli.
Okay, good.
I've got to get my protein in the morning, and it's generally good for you. And I've been told to eat lots of it by all the doctors and the nutritionists.
Okay.
Got to have lots of broccoli. So I put kale or some sort of, what's the overarching family term for brassica? Some sort of
but
brassica
no spinach.
No spinach. No spinach.
Another no for spinach, and that's not because of the oxalic acid, which I was talking about on my Instagram recently, but because it's high in histamine.
It's high in histamine, yeah.
Wow.
And then I put in seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and ground flax seeds, again for protein and omega-3 and stuff.
Well, okay, can I try it?
Yes, you can. I think it just tastes like a berry smoothie.
Well, it's got a lot of parsley in it.
Yes, it does.
It tastes very healthy. It's
That's
I
what
mean,
your children say when they're being polite about your
that's
cooking.
so funny. Oh, thanks. Well, this is payback, isn't it, for all the times I presented you with things and
Yes,
you've gone,
exactly.
oh, what's that sludgy thing? I'm not having that. I can taste it's going to do you a lot of good.
Yeah, and it's been great, and it's changed my mornings.
Really, you have that in the morning?
Yeah, because there's very few breakfast items that I can eat, and most websites and blogs and stuff recommend either cornflakes or Rice Krispies.
Oh no!
But for migraine, you really need to try and keep your body sugar levels as stable as possible. So that's why I'm trying to get fibre, protein, the good fats from omega-3 and stuff into this not a protein shake, but into my smoothie first thing in the morning to set me up well.
You're going to have to post about it, sweetheart. I can see lots and lots of comments on it. You're going to have to do a little Instagram thing.
Yeah, I know. I've been perfecting it. But yes, it also just kind of any green veg that's in the fridge goes in there, because
great.
It's a good way to get it in. And sometimes if I'm feeling, if I wake up feeling really poorly and I've got nausea, I don't feel like eating, so I just have just with a metal straw, and then I know I'm getting good stuff into my body.
Good.
Yes.
Interesting that you've got all the purple berries in there, because this.
Ooh.
So it's not living. Don't worry.
It's not living.
It's
okay.
It matches your hair almost. It goes very well.
It does.
This is the Hascat berry, and we've talked about this before. I did a really interesting live with Dr. Elvi, who was talking to us from Israel. Actually.
Wow.
She's the Haskapa lady, and so the Hascat berry is dark. It's a bit like a very, very dark blueberry.
Okay. I am one of your biggest fans, but I didn't watch that one, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
What? You have no idea what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so in a nutshell, I haven't got the powder here because I just made this to bring in for the live. So it's the Hascat berry. It's grown in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
And it has, I think, 4 times as many anthocyanins and antioxidants as any of the other purple berry. And the reason it's so rich, because obviously blueberries are very good because you've got all that dark purple skin.
Yes.
But if you slice open a blueberry, it's
really pale.
It's pale.
Yeah.
Whereas this berry, if you slice it open, it's dark all the way through, so it's double dark.
Ooh, okay.
And it tastes like a really nutritious Ribena.
Oh, nice.
And didn't actually realise that you could make like a tea with it. So this is a really nice warm tea. Ooh. And have a sip if you want. And Brella, our lovely Brella, Miss Berry Queen, who's hoovers up any berries in the house.
Oh, that is yummy.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
And I haven't sweetened that. That's literally just a teaspoon of the powder. And she gave us a Liz Loves, so you get 20% off her powders, which I've just restocked. Actually, she does a set of 3 sachets.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Sorry, you know those herbal teas that you get, the pink herbal teas that smell great and then taste of nothing?
Yes.
Yes, but it's like that, but it actually tastes.
It's really nice, and actually I think what I'm going to do with this is add a little bit of ginger,
nice.
Maybe a bit of turmeric, pinch of black pepper, maybe, you could put a bit of honey in there if you wanted.
Yeah.
But really good. I mean, there's studies, and Dr. Elvi is a proper medical doctor. She's actually working as a hospital consultant, and she trains a lot of doctors in nutrition and occupational therapy and that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought she was a really, really cool woman. Actually, I know a lot of people really enjoyed listening to her. And yeah, check it out, because you not just make it into a drink like this, but you can add it to yogurts, you can add it to smoothies.
Yes.
So you might like to try adding a little bit. Just check it out for the histamine.
I will.
I'll
do some Googling. Yeah.
If it's like a blueberry, And if you can have those purple fruits, blackberries, blueberries,
yes, I can. Yeah.
then I would think it's like a similar family. But yeah, I mean, drop her a message and see.
Yeah.
But I also mix it into muesli and other things. So, and your siblings seem to like it. So
there you go.
That's always a good thing.
It is.
So I was sitting here actually just doing a little bit of fashion chat because I was wearing my nice new frock. And I've just clocked that you're wearing this lovely cardigan. This is like a family heirloom. So you must never get rid of this cardigan.
Why would I?
Well, you know, you just might think in the future,
Look,
all this, you know. I know you're glittery in the sunlight. Can we see the back of it? Because the back is this. Whether you can see, you have to come this way for Instagram. Can you leave any further back? Sorry, it's not very good for your back, is it? But yeah, look at that. Isn't that so pretty? So this is an Italian designer called Enrico Cuveri, who sadly died actually in about 1990, I think. But his nephew is now running the fashion house. And when I've got my very first job from college, I worked at Moulton Brown in South Moulton Street. And Moulton Brown was connected to the same family that had Brown's, the fashion shop. Yeah. You're going to have to move in a bit, darling.
Sorry.
Hi. And with my very first paycheck, so this is nearly 40 years ago, so we're talking, you know, decades, I went and I bought this. And, you know, it was the most expensive thing I had ever bought. I just totally fell in love with it. And there's so many pictures. I'll have to dig out some pictures, actually, of me 40 years ago wearing this. And it was just a favourite thing. And I think it cost me like £100 or something back then. I mean, it was my entire paycheck, basically. And I since learnt to budget a bit better since then. But it was all about investment dressing, cost per wear. And I remember talking to the sales ladies in Brown's who would just sell you anything. They're so good, you know, and they see you coming through that door and they go, oh, you look fabulous in that, you have to have it. And she said, you know, it's a real investment, you'll wear it forever, you can, you know, dress it up, dress it down. I mean, this has been to parties, to balls, it's been worn with jeans, and it's just such a joy to see you wearing it.
I love it.
Kind of outgrown it. I think maybe I'm a little bit too old for it now. But look how well it matches your hair.
I know, I love that.
Isn't that just fab? So there you go, Enrico Cuveri.
Yes.
So I wonder if we worked out cost per wear over 40 years.
It's going to be very good.
It's going to be one of the cheapest things that I have.
Yes.
You do wear it a lot. So Basil looks very comfy there.
Yes,
but I think you've got to head off.
We do have to head off.
Have a nap.
Yeah.
Nap time, my lovely.
Nap time.
Oh, happy little dog. Isn't it nice to have Lil with us? Yes. Oh, who else has a couple of Cuveri pieces? Grace, hi, back in the day. I know, isn't it lovely? And I think as a mum, you know, if you've got daughters or nieces or goddaughters or whatever, and you pass things down and you see them being worn and enjoyed again, it kind of brings back all those really lovely memories, and it's just such a special way of connecting. Anyway, so you got in there first before Brella.
I did. Ha ha ha. The benefits of being a decade older.
Actually, before you go, I've got here
my mask. Well, your mask.
This is definitely my mask, and yeah, just to see, because it reminded me. I went onto your website actually, Sell Return.
Yeah.
And I left you a review.
Thank you.
And I thought, I know that lots and lots of you have actually bought this, even though it is very, very expensive, but it is just the most amazing thing for your skin. But you need some more reviews, don't you?
Yeah, we'd love some reviews on Trustpilot, please.
Yeah, so
if you've got one, please go and rave about how much you love it.
Yeah, well, you've got. I mean, all your reviews are 5-star.
They're all 5-star at the moment, but we only have, I think, 4. And Trustpilot, it works out as an algorithm. So although all of our reviews are 5-star, it's currently showing us as a 4-star company.
How dare they?
I know.
Can't
it's really
have that.
Annoying. Yeah.
Can't have that. Well, I left you a 5-star.
Thank
I think my review might have been number 5 actually.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And I did put my real name on there so that you know you can see it's me. I'm not just trying to kind of.
No, exactly. We don't want to fudge anything. We want it to be authentic.
But I'm glad it's going well, and I know you've got some new things coming, haven't you?
Yes.
Really exciting, which we're not allowed to talk about just yet. It's embargoed. But watch this space, because you've got some things that are expensive, but also some things that are not expensive.
Yes, coming.
Not the same as the mask, obviously, but different things.
Yes, different things.
But will be fun to talk about.
Coming from South Korea.
From South Korea. How's your Korean? Or your Is it a different language, South Korea to North Korea?
No, I think it's the same language.
Is it? Can you speak any Korean?
I could a couple of weeks ago, but now you've put me on the spot. I've completely forgotten it. I was taught, my business partner taught me how to say hello and thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yes.
I can say thank you in Japanese because I'd had one trip to Japan and I thought thank you was probably the most important thing to be polite to say. So arigato, I think, is right.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my only bit of Japanese.
Very good.
All right, my sweetheart.
I shall leave
Lovely
you. I'm
to
going
see
to
you.
go and nap with Baz.
Yeah,
Happy to see you all. Lots of love.
No.
I'll take my sludge with me as well.
Take your sludge. Oh, I was saying she did a very good job on my hair. It is. I mean, it's growing out already. Yeah, Lily is an ace with a bit of hair dye. Just as well. I mean, look at my girls. I've got Brella in purple and Lily in bright pink. And I have kind of toyed with the idea of going pink. My lovely friend, Mary Greenwell, amazing makeup artist, she is bright pink. And I think she looks fabulous with it. But don't know that it's quite me. I do love pink. I do love pink things. It's actually the brand colour for Earle Wellbeing because I just think it's such a cheery, uplifting colour. In fact, I've got my little pink notebooks here. So these are, they're about to be sold on the website. We haven't quite sorted out I think it's called a widget or something that you need to put on online. But there is a little set of them, little set of 3. They will sell for £7.50, I think, once they are online because they've got their nice positive messaging on the front and are very useful for jotting down all the things that you might like to take away from these lives and more. But we're not selling them yet, but we do put a little pack of 3 in with every signed book on the website at the moment. So like my lovely yearbook 2, which I've got here, which I'm signing. I know lots of you have been ordering them for Mother's Day. So these do come out with your free set of note cards. So that just reminds me to say a big hi to Lainey, who I think is in the house. Hi Lainey, you're over on Facebook manning it for us today. Thank you very much for that. Lots and lots of questions and comments. It's been such a busy week. Oh my goodness. So much has happened, and of course being Friday, I'm just trying to move around a bit because I'm aware that the sun, I love the sun, but it's really kind of shining in this way, isn't it? You can really see it kind of catching my hair. It's been a really super busy week, and Fridays are always extra busy because that's the day when Amy, who is my digital editor, she uploads the newsletter. I've just seen it. I've just signed it off. Oh, hi, you just ordered the yearbook too. Well done. I hope you love it, Nikki. I hope you do. And so that's just all set now. So she's got it all primed and ready to go. All the pictures have been put in and all the links to everything. And it's a really good one. Lots of good stuff in there. So make sure that you're on the list to get the newsletter. It's free, no strings attached. We don't sell your data or spam you or do anything like that. It's just a resource for the community here. So Amy presses the button, I think at around 4 o'clock. So your name has to be on the list to get it by 5 to 4 if you're watching me in real time or on catch up. Otherwise, it'll roll over and you'll get it next week. So we try and send it out every Friday afternoon. So it's something for the weekend. So it'll catch up on everything that we've been doing in the week, plus some new ideas and new things for the weekend. And one of the things that there is a link to is my new Friday 5 podcast, which will go live today. And I was really picking up on the comments that we had earlier about help for vaginal issues, pelvic health, everything really from recurrent UTIs, urinary tract infections, cystitis, bacterial vaginosis, vaginal atrophy, all of those kind of things. And I did a little video on YouTube, which went live a few weeks ago, which just had so many comments and so much interest. And I introduced a supplement that I take. It's a probiotic. And I discovered this years ago, actually, when I was writing my Good Gut Guide book. It's an Optibac one. It's in the purple pot, because I think they do about 5 or 6 now. Really good company. I really like their research. They're evidence-based, which, ticks a lot of boxes for me. And this particular one has 2 strains of beneficial bacteria proven to actually act beneficially around the vaginal area. So really good for if you are somebody that suffers from cystitis or any of those conditions that I've mentioned. They use a particular strain of Reuteri and Rhamnosus, which are both lactobacillus good gut bugs. And I think it's a really good one. And they have given us a 20% off. I think I'm right in saying it's 20%. Let me just check that. for, I think, until the end of March. So we've got quite a bit of time to get it. Let me just check on OptiBac, because I know that lots of you will find this really helpful. OptiBac, it doesn't say on my notes here, but I'm pretty sure it is. OptiBac, 20% off. And I think you go to optibacprobiotics.com/UK, which is the UK one. Anyway, Lainey, you'll pop a link up, won't you, sweetheart, for Facebook? There's a link in my link tree on Instagram, which is in my bio. So if you're new and you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my bio, because there's a link there that has all the little links that I talk about. So do, if you are interested, do listen to the Friday 5 podcast, because I'm talking to a nutritional specialist who does a lot of advice work for OptiBac, and we're talking specifically about female pelvic health and what kind of probiotics and why and how they work and all of that. So it's a really good listen. Actually, she's got some really good information about the kinds of foods that we should be eating. And, you know, as somebody who was prescribed so many antibiotics for so many years for recurrent UTIs, and of course the problem with that is that what you're doing is you're knocking out all the good gut bugs, or some of them anyway, that can help. So, you know, you really are, you know, not in a very good shape down there, and actually supporting that pelvic health area through good probiotics is really helpful. And so much is happening in the world of gut health, as you know, and I talk a lot about it here because it's just so fascinating. Every week there's something new, there's some new study and some new evidence, and it's hard to identify particular strains that help with certain things. So we know that Akkermansia, for example, people that have a lot of Akkermansia tend to be slimmer than those who don't. So there seems to be some kind of correlation here, but you can't actually say as yet, it's not proven that if you take Akkermansia, which in fact is very hard to do, that it will make you slim. There are certain things, as we've talked about here, that can really help. But I think there is a lot of data now and a lot of clinical studies showing that things like the Reuteri and the rhamnosus, particularly for women, are really helpful. So particularly good. You know, if you're drinking a lot of kefir, for example, then you're really going to be helping. You may not be getting those precise strains because they all have little numbers after them. So this one that they actually test is Reuteri RC14. And the rhamnosus is a version called GR1. I mean, you start getting into the whole realms of biochemistry, and it's a bit like the kind of the genetic testing that I've been talking about. You get all these different genes with these different numbers and the SNPs on the genes and what that means. And actually thinking about genes, it's, and I'm talking not about the fashion genes now, but I'm talking about the genes in our bodies. Lots of you are beginning to get your reports back from LifeCode GX. So this is a whole fascinating area, and I'm going to be recording a little bit more with Emma Bezic, who's the female founder of LifeCode GX, and she has talked me through my nutritional report, and actually we also looked at the vitamin D, particularly for Brella and for Lily, because they all have different versions of genes that process vitamin D. And there's lots of chat. I've seen lots of chat going on about supplements and, you know, whether we should be taking which vitamin, which mineral, you know, how much of this or not. And very interesting looking at vitamin D, because there are some professors now who are really putting a lot of information out there. They're professors in immunology and epidemiology, sorry, brain, just showing that really high levels of vitamin D in some people, in some cases, can be very beneficial. So I'm actually going to be recording a podcast specifically on this next week, because the stuff that I'm finding out is absolutely riveting, really, really riveting. So I've got a doctor joining me next week to talk about that. But for me personally, just to give you a little quick update on that, when I did the LifeCode GX test, it showed that the 3 genes involved in processing vitamin D for me in my body, one of them is really good, so it's transporting lots of vitamin D around my body, but the other 2 that process it are not working particularly well. So that's why I take more. I do actually need more. I need to load my system with more vitamin D to get it working properly. And since upping my vitamin D levels, I do feel really good. But then I'm also doing lots of other things, so it's hard to sort of specifically pin it down to that. But I certainly feel it's part of the mix. And for Brella, so Lily's younger sister, my younger daughter, it was completely transformational. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about that right now because if you are getting your new magazine, oh, how much do I love this. Oh, what's this? Sarah Lou, has a Prezi. She gave it to her daughter who has PCOS. Oh, I wish I could read the rest of that comment. Here we go. Sarah Lou, Life Code GX, Prezi to my daughter who has PCOS. Her results and chat have given her so much positivity and an action plan. So impressed. Isn't that great? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you see, you just need this little bit of information. It's extraordinary. Anyway, those of you who have subscribed to my magazine, you will read all about it because I actually put together 2 features because I just thought it was so important to talk about and just to share the information. There's also actually a really good piece here on long COVID. Really interesting about what you can do to A, prevent it, and B, help with it if you have got it. Oh look, there's a lovely Emma Ellis Flint who I had on my IGTV and Facebook on Wednesday. Here we go. So this is talking about Nutrigenomics. It's a really good long read article, so it's something that you can kind of sit down, curl up with on the sofa and have a deep dive into because it's so fascinating. And then that's Emma Bezic, who talks specifically about the Life Code GX and just how extraordinary it is and how incredibly helpful. And then she put together a little package for us because normally you have to go through a practitioner. It's quite hard to access. And she's done a special little package with a link, which is at a reduced price, and it gives you the test and your report, and it gives you a one-to-one consultation with a practitioner to go through it all. So it's really, really worth looking at, I think. So I know, Lainey, you'll probably pop a link up, will you, sweetheart, on Facebook for anybody who wants to take a look. So the new magazine, oh gosh, Devon Creator, your vitamin D result was the same as Brella. So interesting, isn't it? Well, she's now taking 10,000 international units a day because of her results. So very, very interesting. See how you get on. That's not medical advice, by the way. That's just what Brella is doing based on her guidelines. So the new magazine will be winging its way. I'd love you to let me know when you get yours and what you think. So the mail out, I think, has just started. So this is the one that is for March and April. For those of you who don't know, it's bi-monthly. So we do 6 issues a year. It comes out obviously every other month. So this is the springtime one. And it's all about just being fresh, a bit of rejuvenation, a bit of positivity again. It's about kind of rebalancing, reconnecting, refocusing. And it just feels so great actually to sit here in the sunshine. This picture, cover picture, was shot just outside, just here in the courtyard, on a beautiful sunny day. It's quite bleached out actually because there's just so much sunlight like today coming in. It was a really lovely day when we took this picture. And there's just lots in here. There's food and beauty and herbs and plants. There's a whole really lovely thing actually about pomegranates with a beautiful illustration by a very clever artist. Let me find it here. Claire Robinson, who is doing some of our botanical illustrations. And those of you who get the magazine will know that in each issue we do put like, it's almost like a botanical illustrative plate, you know, that you used to find in botanical reference books in the archives. So it is a kind of cut out and keep. I know lots of you frame them. So, yeah, something to look out for. I just love that colour. Again, it's pink, isn't it? Coming back to pink. So, today I thought that what I would do is, oh gosh, where is the time going? Is just try and answer as many questions as I can, because I'm aware that I haven't really had a chance to go down the kind of the question route. Lots of chat, obviously, about supplements. I hope you saw the IGTV that I did with Emma Ellis Flint on Wednesday. If you haven't watched that, that is up. You can watch it, and it is really worth looking at. But so many questions now about menopause. I'm just reading some here. I mean, it's just extraordinary, actually. I put another film up on YouTube. So if you've got a chance this weekend, do please go and take a look. This is number 3. I was planning to do a little series of 6. It's on Earle Wellbeing YouTube. And it really, I just decided to do that because I get so many questions, and they're always the same questions time and time again. And these questions very often aren't being answered by GPs, or if they are, they're being answered with the wrong information. So just a couple of helpful things to point out, really. Why do I do this? Well, I do it because I wrote this book a few years ago called The Good Menopause Guide. And it's still on Amazon and in bookshops at the moment. It went to number 1 in all books on Amazon the day that it was published, which I think shows the hunger for good information. And when I wrote it, I wanted to make sure that it was obviously medically sound and completely accurate. And what I did, I managed to persuade my publishers to put all the clinical references in the back of the book. That's quite unusual to find all of that there. So it's the kind of book that you can share with a medic or a practice nurse or a GP. But then moving on from that, there's so much more information that comes out. And, you know, books are great. And I love this book. Half of it's recipes, actually. So if you want to know what to eat during midlife, then there are some really, really lovely, lovely recipes in here. I've got some total favourites in this book. So it's really nice to keep as a kind of a reference book, but actually there is new information all the time and new studies that come out which support the evidence and the safety for using things like HRT. So I then wrote 2 e-guides. So there's this one. This is quite a simple one. It's just called The Truth About Menopause. So I've downloaded this. This is an e-guide, but you can download it and print it off if you want to. The nice thing about having an e-guide is it's got digital links, so you can click, so it's clickable. You can click to find the nice guidelines. You can click to find lists of clinics. You can click to find data and resources, which obviously you can't if you're reading a book. So that's the first one. So if you're kind of new to the subject and you just want a really kind of good overview on perimenopause, menopause and postmenopause, then that is a good one to start with, The Truth About Menopause. Of course, the elephant in the room always is HRT, and I could spend my entire life talking about HRT, but I won't because I'm not the poster child for HRT. I have no connection with pharmaceuticals whatsoever. I have never taken money to talk about HRT. It's just not something that I would ever do. And it's, you know, I'm very pro it, and I'm very pro the bioidentical form that comes from wild yams, which is all gels, patches and sprays. So all of them. I've had lots of questions saying, oh, is this patch right? Is that brand right? All of them. If they're transdermal, they're the modern form that goes through the skin, bypasses the liver. There's no clotting risk. That's why there's no risk, you know, if you are somebody that has a history of strokes or deep brain thrombosis or migraines, you know, that's old information. Too many GPs have old information. Makes me so cross. But anyway, the word is slowly getting out there, slowly. And I'm an ambassador for the Menopause charity. So that is going to be such an amazing resource. You can also download the free Balance app. So the Balance Menopause app, which is great. So much information on that as well. This is my e-guide specifically on HRT. Okay, so if you've got HRT questions, please, this weekend, it's called The Truth About HRT. It's $4.99, packed with information. I've had so many comments. There was one comment I picked up recently from one lady saying, this is the best $4.99 I've ever spent. It is just packed with information. And if you see in the back there where I printed it out, all those little blue lines here, these are all links. These are all clickable links. So again, the great thing about having a digital edition is if you find something that catches your eye and sparks your interest, there is just, I mean, every time I pick it up, I just, you know, and it talks about the cost of HRT to the NHS, you know, so there's no kickback. It's really cheap for the NHS to prescribe it. It does actually tell you how to talk to your GP. It even, unfortunately, and this was a section that I didn't really want to put in there, but I had to because it was by public demand, it tells you how to file a complaint if you're not being properly helped. So lots and lots and lots of information, all the cancer risk studies, everything. So that's in there. The other free resource that's on the website that you might like to get hold of, and this was put together by my team and me just a week or so ago, is the Green Climacteric Scale. This was devised by Dr. Green. And it basically is a chart that you can print off. Just go to Earle Wellbeing. It's a free chart you can print off. It tells you how it works, how to do it. And basically it's a symptom tracker that all GPs should recognise. Okay, they should recognise the green climactic scale. It's a medical tool. And you can fill it in specifically to track your symptoms. So it lists the main ones, not all of them by any means, but it lists like the top kind of dozen or so. And you fill it in and you can go back to it. You can fill it, perhaps every weekend to see how your symptoms are developing or not. Of course, if you do start taking HRT, you can then fill it in to see, if there's any improvement. So it's just a really useful guide to be able to take if you are talking to your healthcare provider. So for practice nurses or for GPs. Anyway, I mentioned that because it's so helpful for so many. I know lots of you have downloaded it already. As I say, it's a completely free resource. So please do that. Who is this? This is Nina on Instagram. We've had our reports and consultations from Life Code GX last week. It's been an amazing, much needed insight, changes and tweaks to our lifestyle, but all good. Yeah, I think that's the thing to say actually about that particular set of tests, is they're all positive because they're all things that you can do something about. When Emma was devising it, she said, I didn't want to give you a load of information that just says, well, you've got that gene that says you're going to get X and there's nothing you can do about it because, that's not very helpful, is it? What you want to know is actually you've got the gene that doesn't process the folate part of your B vitamins very well. So therefore, if you're buying B vitamins, you need the methyl form of B12 for it to work. I mean, that is super useful, isn't it? Think how much you spend on vitamins potentially over a lifetime. If you're taking the ones that aren't going to work for you or aren't going to do anything, or perhaps you're taking ones that you don't need. I take quite a lot of vitamin C. Actually, my gene profile for vitamin C is really good. So now I take it if I feel that I'm slightly under the weather and my body needs a bit of a boost. I don't necessarily take it every day. Nikki, oh yeah, they will be live soon, the notepads. I'm glad that you like the look of them. This was interesting. This was from Sion, I think, on Instagram, and this is talking about my videos on menopause on YouTube. And you say here, I'm about to start HRT tomorrow. I've just sent this video to my parents who were raising concerns about the risk. This video arrived at the perfect time for me to alleviate their worries about me. Thank you. Isn't that interesting? So it's not just, about us and how we feel and our own concerns. It's actually all the media misinformation and scaremongering that might be influencing other members of our family. I know for me as a mother, even with Lily, who's 30, she's a grown-up married woman with her own life, I would still be concerned if she suddenly said, actually, I'm taking this medication and I'd heard reports about it. I'd be saying, well, are you sure about that? I'm not really, I need to go and investigate this. I'm not sure if I'm happy to know that, you're doing that. So, really good that we can share these, with other halves. We can share them with concerned or interested parties. And of course, please share them with girlfriends. Please, just share it. Share the link. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, to YouTube, because I've got more coming. And if you do that, then you automatically get the little notification in case I forget to remind everybody. Oh my goodness, so many comments and questions about that. Oh, this is a lovely one. This is from Penny on Facebook. Hi, Penny. I don't know if you're watching. I hope you are, because you say here, day 2 of using estrogel. I've just experienced the first full night's sleep since I can remember. Amazing. I cannot thank you enough for getting this message across to women. You're truly wonderful. We must all join in and continue to spread the word. Yes, absolutely. I've used this analogy before. It's like running a relay race and you get past the baton of information and it helps you. And your job then is to pass it on. If you learn something that's helpful, and you think might help others, please pass that information on. Knowledge is power. We need this. And it's like a grassroots movement. So many people are going into their GPs and their GPs are saying, well, I don't really know about this and I need to investigate it. And you go, yeah, fine. Here are the website links. Here are the resources. I'll leave you this to have a look at. I'll come back in a week or so and we can have another conversation. And all of the comments I've read have been positive, of GPs saying, that's really interesting, I didn't know that, I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, I need to refresh myself with the nice guidelines. I need to go and look up those prescribing guidelines so I can help you better. You know, it's very rare actually, especially if you are really calm and measured, not argumentative. I know it's really hard when you're not getting good healthcare. But, you know, to see it from the GP's perspective, if they don't know or they've been given, you know, duff information, then, you know, you can't blame them. I'm not GP bashing. GPs do an amazing job, but we just need to help them to get more of the right information. And there is a lot going on behind the scenes, actually. I can absolutely assure you that there are lots of conversations, particularly with the MHRA, who are the Medicines Licensing Agency, who and the Regulatory Authority, who send out all the information to GPs. That there is a lot of work going on by specialists behind the scenes. But of course, it's just not happening fast enough. And if you're one of those women who's caught in the middle with terrible symptoms and no access to effective healthcare, or having to go private, you know, which is really a last resort. We shouldn't be having to do that. You know, GPs, they're service providers. We should be getting proper healthcare. Anyway, I'm going to step off my soapbox now, because I said it was a feel-good Friday, and I can feel the sun on my back here. I can feel the warmth and just the good vibes pouring in from outside, and hopefully we'll all be able to get outside, maybe get a bit of fresh air this weekend and start to make some positive plans too, yeah, about the future. Just to say, what was I drinking? Okay, so Lily was referring to this. She honestly, how very dare she cast aspersions on my living drink? Yes, it is living, and I'm proud of it. This is, look how beautiful in the sunlight. This is Mighty Brew company. They brew kombuchas. I love them. They're based in Hampshire, and hoping to go and see them soon, actually, when I'm able to. And this has got the real kombucha little scoby particles in the bottom, so I'm glad it's living and it's live and well. Slightly fizzy when I take the lid off. You can actually get this free. They're such great guys. They've given us a big bottle. This is the big size one. Completely free with any order if you use Liz Loves. Isn't that great? And I love this. I've got a whole case of it, actually, because my youngest, who is, you know, as I said before, a little bit tricky when it comes to food and drink. This is called Winter Chai, and I really love it. You can have it iced. It's really good iced in a wine glass. You know, I have that instead of a glass of wine to try and, you know, drink a little bit less alcohol. It's quite tempting. Or if you want, maybe on a Friday night, pop a little splash of vodka in it. You could have a Winter Chai vodka martini. How about that? Might be doing that later. So that's kombucha. So yes, we do have a subscription offer. Sorry, I didn't mention it. If you are a new subscriber, or you're maybe doing a gift subscription to a friend, then if you go to the Earle Wellbeing website, you'll see there's a link. It says buy the magazine, and you get a £10 voucher to spend at Studio 10. Yeah, £10 off Studio 10. That's good, isn't it? And if you saw my Monday makeover with the fab female founder of Studio 10, oh my goodness, how cool was she? How great did she look? The two things that I loved from her range in particular, I loved all of it, because it's designed for slightly more mature skin, it's designed for older skin, and it's designed to be really fast and foolproof and easy, and you don't need to select, you know, shades and worry about it. This is what I'm wearing today, actually. It's called Plumping Blush Glow Plexion. Absolutely love it. Little bit goes a very long way, so I'll just pop a little dot on the back of my hand to show you. I don't know if any of you got this yet. It's so pretty. It just gives you a flush of healthy colour, whatever your skin tone. It just makes you look as if you've, I don't know, fresh-faced, back from a lovely walk from outdoors. So I love that. And the other one that I'm really loving, this doesn't even have a colour, I don't think. I think it's just the one colour. It's a Balm Glow, or Balm Gloss, excuse me, Balm Gloss. And again, it conditions with a balm, but it just gives you that little hint of colour. Doing it without a mirror here. So your lips are really smooth and plump and just with a hint of colour. So you're not scaring anybody with bright lips and not feeling too overdone, which is kind of not my style really, but I love that. It's got a tiny bit of shimmer in it, can you see? Anyway, so if you want Studio 10, there is a discount. There is, let me just find it on here, Studio 10, 20% off. Yes, 20% off all their full priced items on Studio 10 website. So go and check that out. They are studio10beauty.com. But if you don't want to do that, and you're going to subscribe to the magazine, you get a £10 voucher anyway. So that's good. And if you want the voucher sent to you, so say you're already a subscriber and you want to gift this to somebody who's in need of a bit of a boost perhaps, then just put in the little section when it's online, there's a comment box, just say, please send the voucher to me. It comes on an email, okay? So you'll get that emailed to you, otherwise it will go to the person that you're sending the magazine to. But Warners, who do all our subscriptions, they're great, they sort out any queries. And yes, you do also get the discount. So I think it's 6 issues for the price of 5, so you get your free one, and you get free UK P&P. So, I mean, it's just such a great deal, isn't it? I just love it. I just love that we can spread good stuff through this. And we do post it globally. You just have to pay the extra for the postage, I'm afraid. It's just charged at cost, whatever it costs. But yes, you can have it sent wherever you are in the world. And of course, you can also see it on Readly. So Readly is this amazing digital platform for magazines. I love Readly. We've got a link that gives you a free month if you want to try Readly. $7.99 a month, I think. And you get your first month free with the little link. So I think maybe, Lainey, you can pop that on Facebook and it'll be on Linktree, or on Earle Wellbeing. You'll find all the links there as well. And what's great about that is not only can you read the digital version immediately, don't have to wait, or wherever you are in the world. Obviously, if you've got problems with post, perhaps, then you can get the digital version. But you can also get all the back copies. So I think there's about a dozen back copies of Earle Wellbeing that you can read. There's also the whole of Yearbook 1. Oh my goodness, Yearbook 1 we sold out of. So we do have Yearbook 2. This is one that I'm signing at the moment, where you get your free notepads. But if you want to have a look at some of the recipes in Yearbook 1, it's on Readly. So once you've got your subscription, you can look at anything. You can read Good Housekeeping, you can read Oprah magazine, you can read Australian Vogue, you can read, Gardening Monthly, you can read Crochet World, you can read, I don't know, Cats and Kittens, whatever it is, any magazine, Rugby World, anything you can read. So I think it's a very, very good service, and I'm very pleased that we are on it. So you will also find me on there. This is the last weekend, last shirt out here for my mangrove earrings. These have got the code 30% off, and they expire. And this is my jewellery team. It comes down at the end of the month, so it just lasts, I think, till midnight on Sunday. That's how they come. These are my little rose gold ones. Aren't they cute? In the little presentation box, and they're also in yellow gold and in rhodium, which is the silver colour. That's your little authenticity card. And actually interesting to talk about those, or just to say very briefly a bit about them, because they are 100% fair trade. So fair trade metals. So I use fair trade sterling silver, fair trade gold, the 24 carat yellow and rose gold vermeil. So it means that it's much more eco-friendly with the mining. The mining processes for gold can be really quite murky. Lots of information about that actually on Earle Wellbeing if you want to read about that. I've actually been down a gold mine in Kenya, and yeah, that was a pretty scary experience. I have to tell you, health and safety was not top of the list. It was down this little rickety homemade ladder, down this big deep mine shaft that had been dug out by hand, and then through the little tunnels, which do collapse, and it's really quite dangerous. So what Fair Trade do is the Fair Trade Foundation, they work with the artisan miners to get health and safety in place, and to make sure proper equipment is being used, that there's no child labour involved, nobody under the age of 18 is allowed down, everyone got hard hats, they're all properly protected if they're working with some of the heavy metals that are used in the fining process, like mercury, stop it going into the water systems. I mean, it's a really fascinating area actually, and when I started my jewellery line, I just wanted to be sure that, if you like, the ingredients I was using had a good provenance and were ethical and sustainable and the best quality that I could find, because I think I've always tried to look for the good ingredients, in any of the brands that I've been involved with. It's all about ingredients that go on the skin, ingredients that we eat, and in terms of gold, the ingredients that we wear. I don't want to wear the wages of war on my skin, in terms of a precious metal. I want to know where it's come from. And it's a very obscure world. It's very hard to know. If you go into a jeweler and you buy something like a wedding ring or an engagement ring, and which is a symbol of eternal love, and you say, well, that's lovely, but I'm going to be wearing this every day. Where did it come from? Where did the gold come from? They can't tell you. So it was a really fascinating journey, and I'd love to get back and do more in that, actually. There's just so many things, aren't there? So many things, not enough hours in the day. Anyway, it is the beginning of Fair Trade Fortnight, which is why I mentioned that. So I'm not just randomly burbling on about fair trade. I'm involved in many different charities and organisations, and fair trade is one that I'm very proud to be an ambassador for. So I think, gosh, that is, yes, we do still have the discount. People talking about cell return. So Lily has continued, because it's been so popular, the discount on cell return with Liz Loves. And in fact, if you want to see just some of the discounts, because we now have so many. I mean, we've worked with so many lovely brands who've just been so generous. It's so nice to share. So at the back of the magazine here, you'll see just some of them. So you see cell return. These are some of the favourite ones. Instep, that's also mentioned. So Instep here, they have given us Julie, lovely Julie, amazing, in her 60s, breast cancer survivor. Amazing piece of really simple fitness kit. It's about £25, I think, and you get your discount. And she's doing Zoom classes every Saturday at 10 o'clock, and I've been joining in. So once you've got your bit of Instep kit, you then get your invitation to join the live class, and it's really fun. I think we've had about 100 people or so in each session. Just to say, I promise you I'm not slacking. I can't join tomorrow's class. I know, I'm really disappointed. I really tried. I've got a really important something that I have to sort, and I tried to move it and I can't. So I'm not going to be in the class tomorrow, but it's not because I don't want to be there, and it's not because I don't love it, but I will absolutely do my level best to be back there next week, because it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning and I absolutely love it. Now, Julie did actually sell out of the Instep, but she's put a new order in. She's taking pre-orders now, so you can be first in line to get it, because they do go really quickly. I think they're coming back in the next month or so. So if you want to get one, get your name down on the list and pre-order it, then please do, because it would just be such fun to have everybody here, doing a bit of simple resistant band workout. Oh, thanks, Lainey. You've put the link up there on Facebook, and you'll find it on Instagram. If you can't find anything, just go to lizearlewellbeing.com, just put in Liz Loves, and all the stuff that I've been talking about will come out or come up on the screen. Still lots more chat, oh my goodness, about menopause and all of that. So the best place, I think, at the moment to go and have those conversations is YouTube. So I've recorded 3 separate videos so far, all looking at different aspects. What menopause is, what to expect, symptoms, how to talk to your GP, how safe is HRT, herbal supplements. Those are the sort of the main focus. Ages that you can take HRT, if and when you need to stop, all of that. Those 3 episodes are up there now, and there's lots of chat and comment, and my team and me, we do try and reply and put as much information on there as we can. So do take a look if that is your interest. This afternoon, we've got the newsletter coming out on Friday. We've got the Friday 5 podcast going live. There'll be lots happening on my stories. I'm going to do a poll on fashion, because it's Fashion Friday, so I'd love your views on that if you want to join me over there. But for now, that is just about it. I'm torn, actually, whether to finish off with my winter chai, which I do love, or I'm actually drinking my way down that. I might save that for this evening. That might end up in a little cocktail glass, perhaps with a little bit of something else and an ice cube added to it. So I think I shall continue with my Hascat berry, which is also really, really delicious just to sip throughout the day. Anyway, sending you lots of love. I know, magazine is coming soon. Soon, soon, soon. Let me know. It's like the first cuckoo of spring. Who's going to record the sighting of it? Please let me know on Instagram or on Facebook when your magazine lands. And more importantly, let me know what you think, because my team and I, we always love to get feedback. And we're busy now working on the next one. It never stops, like a little hamster wheel. Run, 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 run. Anyway, we've got lots of good things to keep us going, so I hope they keep you going too. And I'm sending lots and lots of love, and have a really happy weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.